So faith is directly influenced by what we do, how we live, what principles we accept in life, that determines our faith. And Guru Maharaj says that faith comes from following. Why we are not able to perform or advance in bhakti? Due to the most important factor, where we are lacking faith. And how we can increase our faith, how we can deepen and solidify our faith, is by strictly following. Okay, so we discussed yesterday in the 17th chapter till verse number 20 that the kind of austerity which is performed in the mode of goodness, Krishna says, this is which is done by transcendental faith. What is transcendental faith? Anyone? Quickly, what is transcendental faith? I am asking all of you, what is transcendental faith? Dayashil, where is Ramya?
She's Prabhuji.
Huh?
Her health is not good, she is coming.
What is transcendental faith? Yes, boliye.
Prabhuji, one who is beyond the three modes.
Okay, come at the practical level. At our level of practice, how we can say that aspirant is exhibiting transcendental faith or his faith is within modes? What is the difference? Please get this understanding clear.
He will be steady in his practice, Prabhuji. He is steady.
No, that is a symptom. But what is the condition? How it is distinguished from the modes, faith which is within the modes? Sonika? What makes the faith become transcendental? This aspect is to be very clearly understood. Then only we can advance. Okay, she is saying faith without doubt. Yes. Beyond our reasoning, beyond our logic, beyond our mental and intellectual capacity. Because spiritual subject matter is beyond the mind and logic. So whatever is given to us, we do not try to filter it at our level of intelligence and our mental attitude, because we will fail. So many times I have said, Prabhupada quotes a very prominent statement. He says, transcendentalist is one who accepts first and understands later. Whereas a materialist is one who tries to understand first and follow later. Is it clear? So please, what we have to do, we have to shift. We have to make this transformation from remaining at the mental materialistic level of trying to equate everything with our mind and logic. Then we cannot touch transcendence. We will remain at the level of being influenced by the modes. Okay. So I will take the 20th verse. So Krishna is now talking. Krishna, after having spoken about the austerity, sacrifices, food, now he talks about charity. Very important aspect. These all determine what is our level of faith. A person whose level of faith is within passion, he cannot donate. It is impossible for him. So let us see what Krishna speaks about the practice of charity for the three types of practitioner within the modes. Datavyam iti yaddanam diyate anupakarine deshakale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smita. Datavyam. Datavyam is to give, is to sacrifice. And how he gives? Anupakarine. Anupakarine. Anupkarine. Actually, it is anupkarine. Upkar, you understand, is trying to do some favor to someone. And as soon as we do favor to someone, what is our mindset? What is the mindset as we do some favor to someone?
In future, we want to receive some favor from him.
We want to get some return and reciprocation from him. Otherwise, we'll tell him, Acha, this is one side. Whenever there is a need, you come to me and take my help. And when I come to you, you deny or you make excuses. So that is upkar. But here, it is anupkarine, irrespective of returns. So he is not expecting to what he is doing as a favor. So how he is performing? He is performing as a duty. That is what a sadhu is. He should be anupkarine. Whether the other person regards it, rewards it, returns it or not, he should be able to do his service. Anupkarine. Very important. Datavyam iti yad danam diyate. Diyate means to give. Anupkarine. Without expectation of any return. And how he gives? Very important. This is very, very important principle. This is one of the most important principle for all of us who are practicing the path of Krishna consciousness. What is the distinguishing factor? Desh kale cha patre cha. According to time, place, and circumstances. So his decision is based according to time. That is desh. Desh means the place. And kale means time. And patre means the person. So what is applicable to one is not necessarily applicable to the other or everyone else. It is very, very subtle. Okay, Hare Krishna, welcome Radhe. So those who are having transcendental faith, faith in the words of spiritual master, faith in the words of Shastra, faith in the words and the orders of the Supreme Lord. So what is their criteria? Is Desh, Kale, Cha, Patre, Cha. Normally, we should not think that we know what is Desh, Kal and Patra. It is referred for Acharyas. I will discuss that. Tad Danav Satvikam Smritam. So two criteria, very important criteria. One is, that is anupkarine. So charity should be given anupkarine. How we can practice anupkarine charity? We should do it incognito. You understand what is incognito? Gupta Dan. Sometimes, people give us some charity. They told us, Hamara kahin naam nahi aana chahiye. What it means? It is upkarine or anupkarine? Anupkarine. So this should be the first criteria. In our practice of Krishna consciousness, this is a very important aspect. Prabhupada says that those who are earning, that means they are neither in brahmachari ashram, nor in vanpras, nor in sannyas. Very important is that they must give charity for their own purification. Otherwise, there will be contamination. Money is the biggest carrier of karma. And I have seen devotees of very, very, many, many years doing the practice very rigidly. But when they went out or money came into their life, they were shaken completely. Their roots from the practice of Krishna consciousness were completely shaken or uprooted. Because they do not follow this principle of Dhanam Anupkarine. So charity given out of duty. This is the most fundamental understanding. Charity is not given to done any favor. It is done to do the favor to the self. Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate vidu swarth gatim hi Vishnu. That mass of men do not know where is their real interest or self-interest. Selfish interest is not self-interest because we identify ourselves with our body or mind. Our self is beyond both. It is neither the body nor the mind. So charity given out of duty. This is the first thing. We see Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. Tyakta turnam shesha mandalpati shrenim sadatuchavad. They were mandalpati, they were prime minister and finance minister. You see the charity given by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. He gave up everything. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, his business, his entire asset, everything. Why? Out of duty. And Prabhupada writes in one of the purports, very beautiful purports, in the prayers of Mother Kunti. Prabhupada says, the band of 6 Goswamis, they were not unintelligent men. They were not, ordinary men. They were the most wisest of men. So why they give up all such material opulences and worldly pleasures? Because they attained a higher pleasure. So if you keep this principle in your life, Dhanam Anupkarine, I can assure you, in your life there will never be any abhav. There will never be any abhav. There will never be anything lacking. What we lack is our sense of duty to give charity. So charity should be given out of duty without expectation of return. At the proper time and place and to a worthy person. Desh kale chapatre chan. To a worthy person. Is considered to be in the mode of goodness. Okay, clear so far? And there should be a basic rule that at least whatever we earn, whatever income or returns that we get in a year or in a month or in a week, whatever is our emoluments or, we should have a fixed percentage for charity. Yes, Madan Swarup Prabhu, boliye.
Prabhuji, in one of the lectures
Yeah.
about the Patra, Rishkumar
Yeah.
Prabhu was quoting Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada,
Yeah.
that for Grasthas, this last application that it should be a Vaishnava, that should not be considered.
That should not be considered.
Ah.
Now see, I am going by the principle of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is speaking very clearly. Desh patre cha kale cha. If you give it to a non-Vaishnava, and if he is not a Vaishnava, Vaishnava means one who is committed to serve the Supreme Lord. What is charity meant for? What is the meaning of charity?
That is to help others, help others.
Then it will be on the material platform. How it will become transcendental? That why we are working? What is the purpose of our working and, earning? What is the basis of earning? Is to serve. Why do we do job? Those devotees who are in Grahastha order, they do job or they do business or they are consultants. So why they are putting so much of their labor?
To serve.
To serve the Lord, to serve the Supreme Lord. And if the money is not given to the Vaishnava, how can it be utilized in serving the Supreme Lord? How much possibility is there? See, what we are discussing is very important. We are discussing here, Krishna is discussing which is the charity which is in the mode of goodness. But nonetheless, it does not mean that if we see someone who needs our help and we are in a position to help and we deny the help, that we should not do. That is also not a Vaishnava. Because Vaishnava means para dukkha dukhi. If we see someone who is without food and he is starving, so we should not deny that, oh, charity is to be done only to a Vaishnava and this beggar is not a Vaishnava, so I will not give him 10 rupees. So see, it's very important. That is why there are three aspects. There is not only one aspect. Krishna is saying, Desha, Kale, Cha, Patre, Cha. He is not just saying Patre, Cha. You are getting it? So Krishna is saying all the three factors. Desha, Kale, Ta, Patre, Cha. Tat, Ganam, Satvikam, Smitam. Okay. Now clarity has come. Boli, then I'll proceed. I'm asking you, Madan Swarup Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, what are you asking? Yeah, I'm clear.
Three aspects, not only one aspect. It is not, it's not saying only Patre. He's saying Desh Kale Cha Patre Cha.
All the three to be considered at the same time.
All of three is to be considered. All of three is to be considered. So the Prabhupada is saying, at the proper time and place and to a worthy person is considered to be in the mode of goodness. So in the Vedic literature, charity given to a person engaged in spiritual activities is recommended. Just see the purport. Prabhupada opens the purport with this statement only. That unless and until one is a Vaishnava, how can he be engaged in a spiritual activity? If one is engaged in a spiritual activity, he is a Vaishnava. There is no recommendation for giving charity indiscriminately. Spiritual perfection is always a consideration, but not the only consideration. Therefore, charity is recommended to be given at a place of pilgrimage. Prabhupada is quoting one instance at the place of pilgrimage. So he created Mayapur, he created Vrindavan, and he created MVT, Mayapur Vrindavan Trust, to receive charity. That was the first institution which he incorporated in India, MVT, so that people can donate. Therefore, charity is recommended to be given at a place of pilgrimage and at lunar or solar eclipse or at the end of the month. So these are also like, Ekadashi is there, or festival is there, Janmashtami is there. So we try to convince the common people, those who are not Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas, out of duty, they give charity. They don't have to be told. If we are to be told, that means our attachment is there. Our attachment is there. So we have seen in so many places, Srila Prabhupada is saying that for those whoever is earning, how to purify his earning is by giving charity. Because with money comes karma. A very thick volume of karma comes into our life when money comes. You see, Prabhupada is saying at the end of the month, to a qualified Brahmana or a Vaishnava devotee or in temples. Such charity should be given without any consideration of return. This is the most important principle. We should never ever think. I'll quote you of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's episode. Srila Prabhupada was also there. There was one very rich merchant of Calcutta who used to give big donation to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur every month. And once that personality was in the class, and Srila Prabhupada was also in the class of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj was giving the class, and this person who was donating to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was talking in the class, and Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj became very heavy. He did not tolerate that. He said, "What have you thought? Huh? By giving some money, have you purchased me? You can create disturbance in my class." Maharaj was very happy. I'll give you another big example. You know all Brahmanand Prabhu? He was the first president of ISKCON in New York. His Grace Brahmanand Prabhu. He was the first person who got printed the Bhagavad Gita for Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada very much relied on him in the early days of expanding the movement, both to him, Brahmanand Prabhu, and to Garga Muni, his brother. Prabhupada called them, they are my Roop Sanatan. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had Srila Roop Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, Prabhupada considered both of these devotees. They were American bodied. So Brahmanand Prabhu gave his life earnings, whatever he had throughout his life, he gave it all to Srila Prabhupada. And after giving that, offering it to Srila Prabhupada, many of Prabhupada disciples did that. Recently, I was hearing 2 years back from one devotee who is from Chopati. He was a friend of Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj. So Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj also did the same thing. He got all his life earning and put it everything in the donation box. Such faith, this is transcendental faith. Without a doubt that Avash Rakhive Krishna Vishwash Palan. What is Vishwash? Faith. We cannot do that. Our level of faith is not at that level. We think of ourselves first, and then if we have surplus, if there is something more, then we can give. So anyway, Brahmanand Prabhu gave all his life saving. And at that time when Prabhupada was preaching in the West, initial days of 1967, Prabhupada had 3 volumes of his Srimad Bhagavatam printed. He took it from India. And Brahmanand Prabhu said that, Prabhupada ji, I want those, Swamiji, can you give me those 3 books of Srimad Bhagavatam? So Prabhupada signed and gave it. And Prabhupada said, you have to pay $16.5. And Brahmanand Prabhu was stunned. What is this, Swamiji? I have given you my life earning that were thousands of dollars. And for these 3 books, you are asking me $16.5? Prabhupada said, you have not purchased me. Neither you have purchased the books. You have given charity on this principle. Prabhupada was teaching the principle out of duty, with no expectation of a return. But what to do, Kali Yuga? So that is why I am very reluctant to take charity from anyone, because people do the thing कि हमने पैसा दिया है, तो अब now we have become the boss. We have become a VVIP. मंदिर में सब लोग हमारे अनुसार चलने चाहिए. It will never happen. If it is a spiritual organization. If it is material organization, it will happen. But for spiritual organization, that is not the principle. Because charity is meant to be performed out of duty without expectation of return. The Prabhupada is saying, charity should be given without any consideration of return or favor. Many times, my teacher used to very clearly tell me that if you do any service, please do not accept anything in return. Otherwise, your service has become fruitless. Like many times, our devotees go in the devotee kitchen or in the DT kitchen. And what they do some extra seva, cleaning, washing pots, some festival, something is there. And when they are leaving, what they get? They get some Mahaprasad or extra prasad, cookies, some sweets, something like that. Then what we have done? what service we have done out of duty, we have, availed or enjoyed the return or reward. Then purification will not happen. That detachment, and see, without detachment, knowledge will not enter. Why this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita does not enter into our heart? Because our heart is filled with attachment to material possessions. Unless until we practice detachment, knowledge will not enter. Purification will not be there. Without purification, this knowledge cannot be received in the heart. And believe me, I have seen in my experience, now I am 52 years and I came to ISKCON in 2003. It is 20 years of experience. Those who do not give charity, I have seen in their life, they are always in want. Their heart is always insecure. And I know many devotees who look very ordinary. They live a very ordinary lifestyle, very basic. But out of the earning, they donate more than 50%. They are still following the principle of Srila Prabhupada and they are blissfully happy. And they live a very ordinary life. They live in rented house. They don't have a car. They don't maintain any, lifestyle. They don't have an AC and all. But in terms of giving charity, they are very, very pakka. Very important. If we are earning, how we are earning? Are we earning because of our intelligence or of our ability? No. It is because of the grace of the Lord. What is the purpose of earning? If we are thinking like that, then we are a sense gratifier, enjoyer, proprietor. Ishwaro ham aham bhogi, siddho ham balwan sukhi. That is demoniac. So Lakshmi is for Narayan Seva. If you are not utilizing Lakshmi for Narayan Seva, then that person is Ravana. This is what Ravana was thinking. He was wanting the goddess of fortune, Sita Devi, to be enjoyed. So what happened? Was he able to enjoy? He and his entire dynasty was vanquished. So amongst the practicing devotees, I have given you this formula that whatever you earn, minimum 10% you should donate in a year. If you cannot maintain yourself with 90%, I can assure you, you cannot maintain yourself with 100% also. An entire life, you will keep struggling, keep taking karma and be overwhelmed with karma. And I have seen my own example in my life. I was free. There's no dependence on money. I don't need anyone else to watch for it. But I see people are so attached. वो भक्ति छोड़ देंगे, संग छोड़ देंगे, क्लास छोड़ देंगे, पैसा नहीं छोड़ सकते. And what is this attachment? It's sheer ignorance and illusion. Anyway, Lakshmi will kick you and leave you in any case. She will only be with Narayan. If you are using Lakshmi in Narayan Seva, she will never leave you. This basic understanding we do not develop in this life. If we are utilizing Lakshmi in Narayan Seva, she is fixed. Lakshmi is called Chanchala. But where is she Chanchala? Without Narayan, she is Chanchala. She is always fixed at the service of the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. She never leaves Narayan. So if we engage Lakshmi in Narayan service, Lakshmi will never leave you. Whenever we have to go wherever, Prabhupada said, we have no lack of resources. Prabhupada said, if you do first class service, there will be never ever lacking of any resource. But the service has to be on the basis of principles. We should not be lacking. I'll complete this. Anyway, it's very important. It is to be reminded again and again. And please do not take any advice from anyone who is not a Vaishnava, because they will never be able to understand this. This is the principle for freedom. Everyone here is under bondage. They take birth within bondage, they live their life within bondage, and they die in the bondage to get another birth within bondage. This is the principle of freedom. Charity to be done out of duty without expectation of reward. Minimum 10%. And every year you should increase. Try to come to the level of 50%. In 5 to 10 years of practice, that is very much possible. I have seen in my own life, I have seen in the life of others who are sincere practitioners. I am not a sincere practitioner, but somehow by the blessings and the guidance of my seniors, it happens. And it can happen to everyone. Otherwise, I have seen those who have, I see my friends also, for big industrialists, so big, but very difficult for them to accept this principle. They may be having multi-millions, but still in their heart, they have insecurity, which is millions of times more. So what is the use of that money? What is that money good for? Charity to the poor is sometimes given out of compassion. This is the point. Prabhuji, see, Prabhupada's purport addresses everything. There is no scope for any ambiguity. But if a poor man is not worth giving charity, then there is no spiritual advancement. 1 minute. Charity to the poor is sometimes given out of compassion. The Prabhupada is changing the term. That is compassion. Well, not charity. Charity means it is done for the service of the Supreme Lord. But if a poor man is not worth giving charity to, if he misuses it, if he is a drug addict, or if he is a drunkard, or if he is a womanizer, then such a beggar should not be held. But we do not know. Normally what we should do, we should give. We should give 5-10 rupees, we can give. If we have prasad, that is the best. Then there is no spiritual advancement. Prabhupada is quoting here. But if a poor man is not worth giving charity to, then there is no spiritual advancement. In other words, indiscriminate charity is not recommended in the Vedic literature. So to some extent we discussed, coming back to our own form of trying to get a clearer and deeper understanding of the verse so that we can apply and take advantage in our own life. So right now, I make an appeal from this platform that in our IARI, we have a spiritual fund. But apart from 2 or 3 devotees, none other is contributing. If you cannot do 10, at least begin with 5. Don't begin with 1, because you don't have 100 years to live. That Prabhuji इस साल 1% करूंगा, अगले साल शायद 2 करूंगा. क्यों मेरा इंक्रीमेंट 20% हो जाएगा, तो उसमें से 1% और दे दूंगा. That is kripana. Minimum should be 10%. If you are still not in a position to do 10%, do 5%. And that will be used only purely for the purpose of preaching Krishna consciousness, not for any other purpose. Not even for yatras. Yatra, we have a different fund. That is only for those to preach in the campus, those who are newcomers. Hare Krishna. Now we will recite the 15th chapter. As usual, we will recite the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Should I? Okay. Any question or any doubt? I'm sorry today, somehow many seniors, I had to speak with them, so I became late. Any question or any doubt, please ask. Please don't leave it in your heart. Most of you, none of you are brahmachari or vanpras, what to speak of sannyasi. You are all grast. In the 16th chapter, we saw that this principle of charity is for whom? It is for grihastha. In the previous chapter, we discussed this, the division, the divine and the demonic in the 16th chapter. The next item is charity. Charity is meant for the householders. 16.3. 1 minute, I'll share it. Yeah, just gone. Yeah. This is the 16th chapter, first 3 verses. So Prabhupada is explaining. The next item is charity. Charity is meant for the householders. Can you see the screen? Bolo, yes, no?
Yes,
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Charity is meant for the householders. Why? Because brahmachari does not earn, vanapras does not earn, and sannyasi also does not earn. So it is the responsibility of those who are in the householder. That is why the most safe life is to remain a brahmachari. Because if you become grasta, you do not take care of only your family, that is kripana. You have to take care of the other three ashrams. The householder should earn a livelihood by an honorable means. This is first condition. Not by cheating or by gambling or by manipulation. And spend 50% of their income to propagate Krishna consciousness all over the world. Thus, the householder should give charity to institutions, societies that are engaged in that way. Charity should be given to the right receiver. There are different kinds of charity, as will be explained later on. What Krishna is explaining. Charity in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Charity in the mode of goodness is recommended by the scriptures, but charity in the mode of passion and ignorance is not recommended because it is simply a waste of money. Charity should be given only to propagate Krishna consciousness all over the world. That is the charity in the mode of goodness. Clear? Very clear. Others can be what? Others can be the act of compassion. It will not qualify as charity. Clear? But if we are earning and if we are not giving charity, then we'll be caught. Karma will catch us. Okay. Let us decide the 15th chapter. If anyone has any question, we can take it tomorrow. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhvamulam Adhashakham Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Saveda Ved Adhasya Urdhvam Prasatastasya Shakha Guna Pravidya Vishaya Pravala Adhashtamulani Anushantatani Karmanubandhini Manusya Loke Narupamasya Tatopalabhyate Nanto Nachadir Nacha Sampratishta Ashwatyenam Saviruda Moolam Asang Shastrena Dridena Chitva Tata Padam Tat Parimargitavyam Yasmin Gatana Nivartanti Bhuya Tameva Chadyam Purusham Prapadde Yata Pravritti Prasata Purani Nirmana Moha Jita Sanga Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivret Kama Dvande Vimukta Sukha Dukha Sange Gachanti Amudha Padama Vyayam Na tadbhasite suryo na shashanko na pavaka yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama mamevamsho jivaloke jivabhuta sanatana manashasthani indriyani prakriti sthane karshati shariram yad avapnoti yad chapi utkramata ishvara grahitvet Tani samyati vayurgandha nivase shotram chakshu sparshanam cha rasanam grahanam evacha adhishtaya manashtayam vishayanupasevate utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanan va gunanvitam vimudhananupashyanti pashyanti jnana chakshusha yatanto yoginascenam Pashyanti Atmani Avastitam Yatanto Api Atkritatmano Nenam Pashyanti Achetasa Yadaditya Gatam Tejo Jagadbhasyate Akhilam Yat Chandramati Yat Chagno Tat Tejo Vidhimamakam Ramavishya cha bhutani dharayami ahamojasa pushnami chaushadi sarva sumo bhutva rasatmakam aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam dehamashrita pranayapana samayukta pachami annam chaturvida sarvasya chaham hridasannivishto matta smritirjnanamohanam cha vedescha sarve rahameva vedyo vedanta kritveda videva chaham dvaima purusha loke sharaschaksharev cha shara sarvani bhutani kutastha sharuchyate uttama purushastu anya Paramatmeti udarata ya loke trayama vishya vivarti avyay ishvara yasmat sharamati toham aksharadapi chottama tosmi loke vede cha pratita purushottama yomameva masammudho janati purushottama sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata iti guhyatamam shastram idam uktva maya naga etad buddha buddhimana syat krita kritascha bharata om tat saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita shu upanishadshu brahma vidyaya yoga shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna samvade atha panchadasho adhyaya purushottam yoga nama. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So see, there will be challenges, and more so with me, to be able to give the class every day. There will be some challenge somewhere else coming every day. But determination is tested when there is challenge. So in case if I am late, please do the Mangalacharan, please revise to what we have spoken. But I promise you, as far as possible, I will try to be with you for 30 days, and we will at least complete the first reading of our Bhagavad Gita within Purushottam. Of course, Krishna has to sanction this. That is our submission. That is our request. Hare Krishna. Keep following the resolution. Our sleeping time is 9:30. Try to come as close as 9:30. And our wake up time is before 4:30. It has to be before 4:30. Ideal is 4. If you sleep at 9:30 and you wake at 4, it is 6.5 hours of sleep, which is sufficient. It is sufficient because none of us are physical workers. And your Purushottam Mass will be really blissful. Devadatta, you keep only speaking and not following anything. I have come back. It is how many days? Nearly 1 month. Not even one sadhana card has come from your side.
Prabhuji, every day I'm sending, Prabhuji.
To whom?
Yeah.
You asked me to send to Dashil, Prabhuji, no? That
But I told you to once in a week send me also, na?
Okay, Prabhuji. I'll send you.
You send
Every
me.
day.
You have to sleep in time, wake up in time, and 30 days here. I remember I was in the job in the year 2006 when I got initiated. That day I had taken a vow that every day I will come and do Deepdan. From the office, miraculously Krishna arranged. However difficult it was, but between 7 to 9 I was able to come and offer Deepdan for all 30 days. We should take vow and we should be making an extra endeavor to upkeep the vow. Krishna will enable. Krishna will empower us. But those who do not make an attempt, do not make an endeavor, they remain where they are. Then one cannot move ahead. So please make a vow and move ahead. And please, for IERI Spiritual Fund, all of you are invited to speak with Dayashil Prabhu. We are struggling. There are so many new boys who are coming, children. But we have to initially invest in them. So whatever is possible for you on a monthly basis, that should be the commitment. You are earning every month, so some charity should be given every month. Hare Krishna. Shri Purushottam Mass